Good morning, Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming, and we are back in the Gridzone morning for another college showcase game. This will be a rematch of the national championship game between the Alabama Crimson Tide and the Ohio State Buckeyes. And before we get started, just the college teams here are my homebrewed creation based on formulas I come up with based on the 2020 college stats. So these are not an official part of the Gridzone package. And the Gridzone Turf War game can be purchased at Stone Mountain Press. There's a link in the description. And it is not a direct football simulation. It is a football-based game by Gary Brown, very creative, and it highlights, much like his Dice United soccer game, the key portions of a football-type 7-on-7 simulation. So we are going to get going. I'm going to do a quick preview here, and really it's a good matchup. The thing that's going to make a difference in this will be, hey, what's up, Rob? This is, all right, that's cool. Probably an hour or so, if that's fine with you. And glad Rob is here. This is a request by Rob to replay this game, to see if Ohio State can give them a better battle in the grid zone than they did in real life. So the key matchups here: Mac Jones, Justin Fields, Najee Harris, Trey Sermon. They're all going to get theirs. Highly rated. Harris, 3 of the X Factor, is going to be a big contributing factor in this game. Of course, Devontae Smith, the Heisman winner, 3 passing, 3X. And on the other side, Chris Olave is also a 3 in passing. The wild card here might be Garrett Wilson for the Buckeyes. He is 2 across the board. And as the 3rd-rated rusher, the circle rusher, that 2 could come in handy. Doesn't come up much, but it could be a difference maker. Defensively, surprisingly, Ohio State, based on my rankings, did not grade out as well as I thought they did, especially against the pass, which I guess when you look at their games, it's appropriate. Only a 1 there on the defensive team pass rating. So power factor, Alabama an 11 and Ohio State a 10. Bama is the only college team that got an 11. So 10 is usually as good as you can get. So what will happen there if a 1 is rolled on the yellow die? Bama will get to roll 2 1d12s, and they take the better result, which is the high result for offense and the low result for defense. So we are ready to go. And hey, what's up, Kent? Good to see you, buddy. Good morning. And we will start the game. Bama will go first, as they are the favored and home team. So let's go. Get my dice straight. All right, here we go. So coming out the gate, it's going to be a run for Bama, and they're going to get to roll 2 dice, actually. Now, I'm sorry, it's going to be an X play against a run defense. So we will roll the second power die, and it's 4, so they're going to take that result. And X offense against a run defense 4. X level of star linebacker greater than star running back, no gain. And for Ohio State, Tough Borland is only a 2. Najee Harris is a 3. So this is going to be a gain of 1 or a gain of 2. And that's going to be a 2-zone gain for Najee Harris and Bama. Right out of the gate is stuff it down Ohio State's throat. And I'm just keeping stats here, so typing you here in the background. All right, play number 2. And Bama looking to get out quick in this one. And this is going to be a single die result. So Bama, it's going to be a pass play, and we'll just stay normal instead of going deep. And this will be against a run defense. Excuse me. And a roll of 10. Quarterback greater than star D line complete for a 6-point gain. Star wide receiver gets open on the out route. So quarterback Mac Jones is a 3, and star D lineman for Ohio State. Again, they are not good against the pass. So that's going to be a 6-yard Pass play to Devontae Smith. And Bama coming out strong here. They're now 2 zones away from a touchdown. And, of course, a touchdown is worth 14 points in Gridzone. Currently, they lead Ohio State 8-0. And, again, they're going to get the extra benefit of the power die. And 12 will take the higher result on offense, of course. So this is going to be a run play, and this is coming against a run defense. And roll of 12, that's going to be very good. Star running back level 3. It's going to be a gain of 1d6 plus 4, so that's going to be a touchdown. We don't even need to roll for that. As Najee Harris gets the Crimson Tide on the board early in this one as they lead it 14-0. And Ohio State is going to have a hole to climb out of early in this one. And if you watched Bama play BYU, which I did earlier on the channel, you'll know that Bama's offense is explosive. So here we go. OSU on the field, and we're going to look to even up the score here. This is going to be a run play against an X defense in a roll of 6. And a run level of star O-line greater than star D-line. So our star O-line for the Ohio State is, up here, Thayer Mumford. He is a 3, and that's probably going to get it done, and that will against Christian Barmore. So he clears it out, and that's going to be a gain of 3 for Trey Sermon. OSU and Sermon came on very strong late in the regular season for the Buckeyes, so he gets them off to a good start in this game. And 5, this is going to be a run play against a X defense again. And roll a 2 this time. Run level of star D-line greater than star O-line, loss of 1. So again, for Bama, against a run, actually Barmore is only a 1. And for the Crimson Tide, or for Buckeyes, Mumford is a 3. So roll 1d6. 1 to 3 is a no gain, and 4 to 6 will be a gain of 1. And no gain, and Sermon is stuffed in the hole. So the Buckeyes get 3 points out of that drive and turn the ball over. Bama's going to go back on offense, and they already have a 14-3 lead, which they will look to extend. Mac Jones brings the team back up to the line of scrimmage. Sorry, my throat is a sip of water. All right, for Bama, it is going to be a pass play coming against a run defense. And pass play against a run defense, a roll of 2. Pass level of diamond D-line greater than diamond O-line, it is going to be a sack. That's not going to be good. So diamond D-line, pass rating for Tommy Tagala, he's a run stuffer, so that is not going to come to fruition. So instead, it's going to be a 1d6 roll. It's going to be either incomplete on a roll of 1 to 3 or complete on 4 to 6, and that is incomplete. And Bama, the grid zone version of 3 and out, as Mac Jones, a rare misfire. That's a huge stop for OSU as they get the ball back, and they trail this one 14-3. And they have already done a better job of stopping Alabama than BYU did when they played them. In grid zone, of course. All right, so we're going to get the power die in effect here with the roll of 1 on the yellow die, and that's going to be good for Bama, or for Ohio State, excuse me, as they call a run play against an X defense. All right, and taking the higher number, I'm sorry, it's Bama gets the power advantage. They have the higher power factor, so that means a 3. So star DB greater than circle O line, and star DB for the Crimson Tide has a 0. Circle O line for Buckeyes has a 1. So this will either be a gain of 1 or a gain of 0. And 6, that's going to be a 1-yard gain for Trey Sermon. OSU is relying heavily on the running game to start this one off, as Fields has not had a chance to throw yet. From the first grid, and this is going to be a pass play against a X defense and a roll of 1. That's not going to be good for Ohio State. Star linebacker, pass level 3, no. So star linebacker for the Crimson Tide, his pass level is 1. 1 or 2, it is going to be a sack, 1-point loss, and a fumble. So, let's roll for the fumble result now. All right, fumble recovery, first of all. 5, and defense is going to recover, and we're going to roll a return. That's not going to be good. 11, and huge return, and gone. So that's going to end up being a safety for Alabama. And worse yet, they get the ball back now as Ohio State is stopped. Actually, a -1. It's 14-2 now, and Bama is going to take over on the. I'm sorry, it's still 14-3. Bama is going to take over on the 2-yard line, so they're going to automatically get 2 points for this drive. That's the way safeties are attributed in the game. So Bama comes out. It's going to be a pass play against a pass defense. I'm sorry, pass play against a run defense, and roll of 7. QB pass level 1, 2, or 3, complete for a 3-yard gain. So Mac Jones, of course, is a 3. And 5, that is going to go to the circle receiver, which is Najee Harris. So Bama now on zone number 5, and they're looking to extend their lead over the Buckeyes early in this one. And if they score here, it's going to be tough for Ohio State to come back. It's going to be a pass play against a run defense. And roll of 5. QB pass level 3, that is going to be complete for 2, and that's going to go to Waddle. So Jalen Waddle with his first catch of the game, and that puts Bama driving once again at the zone number 7. I want to say 7-yard line, zone 7. And we're going to get the power die here, as if Bama needed any more help. As this is going to be an X play against a run defense. All right, X play, run defense, you take the higher die, which is a 7. Quarterback pass level 2 or 3, and Mac Jones is a 3. It's going to be a 3-yard gain to Waddle, and that's going to be a touchdown. And Bama has extended their lead to 28-3 over the Buckeyes. And Ohio State has to make some hay here to get back in this game as they reset. Jalen Waddle with a touchdown catch. And Justin Fields brings the Buckeyes back out facing a big deficit. Here we go. All right, and starting off, it is going to be a run play against a pass defense for the Buckeyes. So they're going to use Trey Sermon to try and get them back in the game, and it's going to be a 9. Run level star running back 2 or 3, and of course Sermon is a 3. It's going to be a 1d6 plus 1, a remarkable flash of ability. And that's only going to be a 2-yard gain, though, but still. Points are points, and Sermon has been all Sermon and so far for Ohio State offensively as they move it to zone number 2, and we are past the halfway point in this game. And we're going to get the power die again, and it's going to be a 2, the lower result for the Crimson Tide. And it's going to be a run play against a run defense. And roll of 2, run level star linebacker greater than star running back, stuffed for a -1. And Christian Harris is a 2, and Trey Sermon is a 3. So we have a potential no gain or 1-yard gain. And Ohio State really needs 4 to 6 here, and they get it. Sermon hit in the hole, plows ahead, a tough 1-yard run or 1 zone advancement, and that puts them in zone number 3. So Ohio State sustaining a little bit of a drive here against the Crimson Tide. It's going to be an X offense against a run defense. And a roll of 8, quarterback X level, 1, 2, or 3, pass complete to the circle wide receiver for a 3-yard gain. And of course, Justin Fields in his first throw, he is a 3-rated passer. And that is going to go to Trey Sermon. So Sermon has been the entire offense for Ohio State, running and catching. But more importantly, the Crimson Tide need to rise up and get a stop as the Buckeyes look to get back in the game. It's going to be a run play against a pass defense. And roll of 8 again. So again, star linebacker greater than star running back, gain of 1. That is not the case. Gain of 3, and Sermon slashes through the Bama defense, and that's the zone number 9. They are 1 zone away from a touchdown here. And this will get them right back in the game. Clutch play here for the Buckeyes as they look to get the 14-point touchdown. And Bama is going to get the power die here. And 4, that is going to be the one they will take, as this is an X offense against a pass defense. And X offense roll of 4 against the pass defense. Unit X level D line greater than O line, no gain. So X level of Bama's D line is a 4. X level of Ohio State's O line is a 6. And that is going to be a gain by the diamond running back, which is Justin Fields, in for the touchdown. And Buckeyes are on the board as Fields gets it done with his legs. And that was a huge drive for Ohio State. And that cuts the lead to 28-17, but Bama getting the ball back now. And they have been stopped only once thus far. So Mac Jones brings the Crimson Tide offense back out onto the field. And right away, he's going to get the advantage of a power die, so they're not going to need it. This is going to be a run play against a pass defense. And it's going to be a roll of 12, the higher one. Okay, run level of 3, which is Najee Harris. It's going to be a 1d6 plus 4. Shakes and turns on the Jets. And that is going to be a 6-zone gain. And Harris. Both teams heavily committed to the ground game in this one, and it is working out well for Alabama. As that puts them at 34, Ohio State needs a huge defensive play, and Bama's going to get the power die again. They're going to get a 12. Wow, this is going to be a run play, and this is probably going to be a score against pass defense, gain of 12. 1d6 plus 4, and that's going to be enough for a touchdown. We don't even need to roll that. Najee Harris is steamrolling the Buckeyes defense. So Bama has now jumped up 42-17, and OSU needs a big drive here. And we are closing in on crunch time as well, as the clock now becomes an enemy of Ohio State. My mouth isn't working well this morning for whatever reason. 5. So it's going to be a run play against a run defense and a goal of 12. It's going to be good for the Buckeyes, though. Perfect execution, potential big gain. So run level of 3, which Sermon is. He's going to get the 1d6 plus 4. This is an offensive explosion here. So that's a 7-zone gain for Sermon, and Sermon having a huge day for the Buckeyes. They look to get back in this, and they need a score here, and then they need a stop as well. So this is going to be a run play against an X defense roll of 3. Run level of star DB greater than circle O line, and that's not going to be the case. Star DB for Bama, both their DBs have a run rating of 0. Circle O line for Ohio State is a 1. So it's going to be 1-3, no gain. And 4-6, gain of 1, and stuffed. So Sermon, and that is not what Ohio State needed. He is stuffed in a hole. That's going to be a turnover. They do get 7 points on that drive for a 7-zone advancement. That makes it 42-24, and Bama gets the ball back. We are 3 zones away from crunch time, which means Bama can go into clock control mode. And here we go. Bama comes out. It is going to be a run play against a pass defense roll of 8. Run level star linebacker greater than running back, and this is going to be a gain. Tough Borland is a 2, so it's going to be a 3-zone gain for Najee Harris. And once again, Bama unable to slow down Harris. He's looking at the MVP in this game thus far, barring some minor catastrophe or miracle. So it's going to be X against X. X offense against X defense. And a roll of 7. Home team, pass complete, 2-yard gain, and Bama home team, that is going to be a 2-yard pass play. Going to Devontae Smith, who's been relatively quiet in this one. Last zone before crunch time, and Alabama then can go into ball control mode. This is going to be run against run, roll of 6. And gain equal to runner's run level. Roll 1d6 for the runner. It's going to be 1-3 will be Sermon. Well, let's roll the dice first. 6. And that's going to be a circle runner. The circle runner for the Tide. It's not going to be a benefit to them. Circle runner for the Tide is Jones, and he is a 0, so he is stuffed. So Ohio State, they are not dead yet, as Mac Jones met in the hole, 0 yard. That's going to be a turnover. So Alabama gets 5 zones out of that. That makes the score 47-24, and OSU into crunch time, and basically 4 plays left in the game, barring a safety or defensive penalty. So at this point, Ohio State, just like in real life, is only going to be able to make it close, and Bama gets the power die, and it's a 2. This will be in hurry-up mode. It's pass against pass defense. Roll of 2. Pass level star D-line greater than star O-line. So star D-line for the Tide is Barrymore. He is a 2. And star O-line for the, the best pass blocker on Ohio State is Nicholas Petit-Frere. And Thayer Mumford is a run blocker. So that is going to be a battle won by Barmore. And that is going to be a sack and a fumble, no loss, but quarterback stunned. So first we need to roll for the fumble. It doesn't really matter. And that is going to be a stop. So Bama takes over. And Fields is stunned, which means his ratings are reduced by 1. I don't think they're going to get the ball back, however. So that is probably going to wrap this up as Bama now. They're going to go into ball control mode. And our score is 42-24. Bama gets the ball back. They only need to run 2 plays, and this game will be over. So ball control mode here, it is going to be 1 through 4 runs. And, of course, they stick to what they have done best in this game. Or actually, no, they don't. This is going to be a pass play, surprisingly enough. Pass play against a run defense. And roll of 4 Jones. So pass level of diamond linebacker greater than star O-line. Diamond linebacker for the Buckeyes is Pete Werner, and they do not have a pass rating at all. They are 0s. Star O-line for the Tide is Landon Dickerson. He is a 2. So this is going to be a 1-point gain to Najee Harris out of the backfield. That makes our score 48-24, tied up. And this will be the final play of the game, barring safety or defensive penalty. So Jones brings the team up, and we'll see if he decides to take a knee. He does not, but it's run against run. And a roll of 5, run level of star running back greater than star DB. It's going to be a 2-point gain on the outside run, or 2-zone gain, as Najee Harris, who has been the star in this game for the Tide, is going to finish it off. And that is your ball game, folks. So final score in a rematch of the championship game, it is the Alabama Crimson Tide 49, the Ohio State Buckeyes 24. And again, using the homebrewed college ratings chart for Gridzone, which I came up with myself. And so far, it's been pretty fun. Obviously, it's not going to give you an exact football simulation or exact football result, but it is a fast-paced 7-on-7 game based on football and very fun to play. Gives you some good, fun alternative results, if you will. So if you don't mind, hey, hammer that like button, guys, and I'm going to add up the stats real quick, and we will wrap this up. Pretty sure who our MVP of this game is going to be. So Harris was all over the place for Bama. 14, 17. Yeah, he is on pace for a 200-plus yard day. Passing-wise, Mac Jones. Mac Jones completed 6 balls. There's a formula actually too to keep stats that is pretty cool. So Smith, where you basically add the total zones a player had, and then you do a random 1d12 on top of that. All right, getting Ohio State stats now. Really, Sermon was the really only bright spot for the Buckeyes in this game. And Wilson did not come into play. So Chris Olave, Ohio State's best receiver, did not get a single target in this one. All right. Mm, 17. All right, let's do final stats. Here we go. For the Crimson Tide, Najee Harris, huge. He went off 210 yards rushing in this game, and Mac Jones -1. Passing, Mac Jones had 6 completions, 172 yards. Leading receivers, Devontae Smith, 82 yards. Jalen Waddle, 55. Najee Harris, 50. For the Buckeyes, Trey Sermon, their lone bright spot, had 181 yards rushing. Justin Fields, -1. And Justin Fields, a paltry 3 completions for a grand total of 39 yards. All of those completions going to Trey Sermon, or both of those completions, only 2, I should say. So that's it. Alabama and Ohio State, a game requested by our good friend Rob, ! Check out that wonderful channel. Appreciate you all stopping by. And again, Gridzone can be picked up at Stone Mountain Press, a very fun 7-on-7 football-based simulation is the best way to describe it. And very fun to play, very fast-paced and action-packed. So thanks for stopping by, guys. Again, this is Anthony of Bleacher Bums Gaming. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. And again, hit that like button. And we will see you all later. Hope you all have a great day and keep rolling.